everyone. Welcome back to the Georgia Tech Bridge Club broadcast of the USBF Junior Trials. We're now watching the second match in the round robin stage of the under 26 matchup. Over here, we're watching Team Yeung and versus Team Zheng. A lot of Georgia Tech players. But speaking of Georgia Tech players, first let me introduce one of our new commentators joining us right now. He is a former Georgia Tech bridge player. He's played with a lot of people in this event. He has also had success playing bridge. He won the collegiates earlier in this year in 2024 in the Summer NABC in Toronto. He also recently graduated from Georgia Tech, having completed his master's in computer science earlier in May. Congratulations on that. Please welcome to the broadcast booth to commentary Alan Yu. Welcome, Alan Yu. How's it going?
Thanks. Hi, everyone.
So
Hi,
looks like our
Alan.
main
Hi.
Hey, Robert.
so it looks like our main table. It's actually is Tom Wasish versus Rohan Evan. Rohan and Evan are WashU alumni. They started learning bridge at WashU. Wasish is Georgia Tech. There's a lot of Georgia Tech flavor in this match. At the other table, we got William, Li Xing, and Alan, who are of course Georgia Tech current or past students. Um, What do you think we can expect from this match, Alan, given you've seen all four of these players play quite a bit? I mean, at least the four Georgia Tech players, maybe not the others as much.
I'm probably most familiar with William and Li Xing.
Hmm.
Both try to play more disciplined bridge. I think Alan Young is a little more unpredictable in terms of style.
Yeah. Cyrus, could you get an alert on the Four Diamonds call? I just wanted to see
I
what that
was
was.
I was super curious about that.
Side suit. What is the side suit over here?
Normally on this auction, 4 diamonds would show a 5 card diamond suit, and like if you're just playing like super down the line traditional responses over like Jacoby Tuna Trump, but there's all sorts of weird variations you can play, and I don't know of anyone where you'd bid 4 diamonds with this hand.
Yeah, I agree. And the funny thing is, it was alerted as side suit, so maybe they are on the same page, but this is sort of more like a control esque Four Diamonds rather than a lent Four Diamonds. Either way, I don't think it really matters. This is probably going to be a really easy four hearts to make. You can see the king of spades, you can see the diamond. You're going to make five because you can ruff a diamond in the dummy. And I think we should be seeing a claim per. Actually, you don't even have to do that. Excuse me. You can just play a spade up right now. Oh, that's an error. Because there was a missed opportunity. Maybe West could have played a spade up right now at this point.
Yeah.
And if South races the king, raises the king of spades, the queen ten of spades are available, and now you can pitch a diamond and just rough two diamonds in the dummy.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, West is playing it right. So this is a slight inaccuracy by West, but it's just going to be the over trick. It's not going to cost a contract, so all's
And
well that
now
ends well.
who is Tom?
Tom is an Amherst junior. He is a junior who is doing an undergrad right now at Amherst. To my understanding, Rosish and Tom are not really have not been a long term partnership.
Okay.
Um, Georgia Tech wanted to send a team on their own, and there were only three juniors who were eligible to play and like in the right age category, had not aged out yet. That were Li Xing, William, and Vasisht. And Tom happened to be another junior who was available, and they decided to team up together.
Hmm.
That was kind of my fault too. I didn't want to play, so they found Tom.
Oh, you're the villain. I see. Okay,
Yeah,
Boo!
it was going to be me
no, no,
originally.
no. That's fine. That's fine. We're glad to have you over here. We're glad, and yeah. So now you're looking at what your prospective teammates could have been doing.
I,
Um,
s-
of
I
course,
see. We already have an interesting decision on the other table of what to bid with the north hand. I like bidding 2 diamonds here over precision 2 diamonds. I feel like bidding 2 minor over a nebulous 1 diamond is like really some of the most difficult low level calls for precision players to deal with. So I would have liked just getting in my suit with 2 diamonds.
Absolutely. There is a concern. I mean, the first question is, what do they play over Nebulous Diamond? Because a lot of players, some players might not play that two diamonds is natural over Nebulous Diamond. Though I do agree with you that having a natural diamond overcall has a lot going for it. Also, keep in mind that West one diamond is not natural. It not show length in diamonds. It could be. It's basically just a hand that cannot open a strong club or a strong no trump or a major or two clubs. So it could be as few as zero diamonds if it's four spades, four hearts, and five clubs. It's just basically saying I have an opening hand. So you kind of just want to bid two diamonds and sort of make it hard. I do know there are pairs that do play different systems over here compared to what you might see in a standard context to be able to deal with this easily. For example, Cyrus and I we play a transfer oriented system over here after a diamond two clubs or a diamond two diamonds where maybe double is just not necessarily negative, but more takeout oriented of the suit they overcall. And then you have transfers available. Maybe not over the two diamonds, but over the two clubs, you have transfers available. So you can bid with these weak hands or wide ranging hands, really, with your own suit. Because
Yeah, that's why. So that's why I feel like two diamonds is especially problematic call because over two clubs, if you're really like clued into the auction, you should be playing transfers as responder, but that's not available over the two diamond bid. Also, I mean, we could have seen another call with the north hand potentially over two spades. It feels like a lot at imps unfavorable, but like, what is two known if they bid three clubs, we bid three diamonds? I feel like that's a hand like this. Um, I don't know. I know the colors are wrong, but it feels like a kind of a position to pass twice, like just pass with north hand. You have so much oomph. I mean, here we have a 10 card heart fit we just lost.
yeah, absolutely. Well, there is the question of what they do. What do they even make? They lose no diamonds. They lose a club. They lose a heart. They lose a club, a heart, a spade. They might actually make four hearts.
Yeah, I
Might
mean,
have to look a
look,
bit
look,
carefully.
pass bidding with the hand isn't super attractive, but it's like passing isn't attractive either because it's really either call is really risky. Um,
Mhm, absolutely. And for some of the viewers might be wondering what Robert means by two note trump. So if it went a diamond past a spade past two spades as it did at the main table, and now North could bid two note trump, or two note trump over here is not a strong no trump because with a strong no trump you would have overcalled a no trump immediately. It's sort of more to suggest I have two suits, probably not three suits given I did not doubling two spades, but I have two suits. One of them I have like four cards in, one of them I have like maybe six cards in, kind of. One of them is probably going to be diamonds given that I did not overcall the first time. So it's sort of similar to almost this exact hand, but two no trump would describe. And I must admit, it did not occur to me initially, but I like that call a lot. Um, Meanwhile, it looks like four spades is about to make. I wonder if it was supposed to make because maybe there was a club rough available. I mean, obviously, leading from 10 double 10 is a really big ask, but I mean, if it's not hard to imagine like leading a club, you win the spade ace, they underlead a diamond, you give a club rough, a diamond back. So four spades doesn't make double dummy. So there's a chance over here for South to swing some imps in, but the ace of diamonds unfortunately probably will kill that because there goes their only entry.
Ace of diamonds on this one feels like a lot to me.
It's a tough lead problem at imps.
I'm pretty sure I would lead a club or a heart.
The ace of diamonds needs much less for it to be right. I mean, like over here, if West had Jack third of diamonds and partner at King fifth of diamonds, you just hit the lottery.
Oh, I'm being silly. Sorry. I'm thinking of the other table where diamonds weren't bid. Ace of diamonds is
Oh,
fine.
okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm
Over
sorry,
here,
guys.
absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, meanwhile, at the secondary table, keep in mind East West are playing a position club, North South are playing as two or one. Um, North has an interesting rebid problem after a spade. What do you reckon, Alan?
He's
At
quite a
the
bit
second
two
table,
hearts.
Two
I think
good with
hearts.
I feel like
You want to talk about that one?
Is it 16 count? Did I count correctly?
It's a 16 count. That is correct. Stiff king of spades, though.
To me, that's a
Yeah.
really scrappy two-heart reverse, but
And I think
I think
they will bid up on points a lot for the first few bids. Then, I guess because partner bid spades, he didn't devalue the king of spades as much.
I mean, after the reverse by by North, I mean, as South, I'm definitely considering slam. Like my singleton king just got a lot better.
Yeah, I agree. But also like Alan kind of alluded to, like you're sort of like bidding too hard. It's like you have 16 points, but it is 16 points. It's not the best. So the question sort of is like, well, what do we like? I'm like the first question I'm trying to figure out is what is their strain? Like, because usually when if I want, because I'm not really looking for 6-0 in these kind of hands where it's like 13 opposite, like 17, 18, and partner I can see you reacting. A little talk about that in a moment. The rest of the auction, but if we're not able to find a fit, I'm not really thinking about slam too much. And over here, I would stiffen partners first suit. I have jack third and second partners secondary suit, which doesn't look appealing. I assume what were your thoughts on the auction?
I wasn't. I was just. I mean, as for me as South, I think I'd want to bid on here. I think.
Well, there was
And
three
to be
spades
clear,
was alerted, but we cannot see the alert of three spades.
I'm assuming it's definitely showing 6, surely. In a game forcing hand. Yeah, I mean, it
South
looks
is
like they're going
listening
to
to
drive.
you.
They're going to drive to slam here, and slam looks pretty good. I mean, it should make.
Yeah, three
It will
spades was
actually
just
make.
alerted as game forcing spades, no specifier on length.
That's really funny. It's going to actually make over here the king of hearts on side, 3 spades.
Well, the transportation isn't the
It's a bit.
most intuitive.
It's it's there. It's quite.
How do
It
you
will end up being there.
what about on a club lead?
So you lead a club. Um,
Okay, you're
I
just gonna
rough a
rough a
club
club.
in.
It should be fine. It should be fine. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
you lead a club. Play spade to the king. You can even rough a club now. Pull trumps. Heart to the queen, and
Yeah.
now you can
Okay.
pitch 3 diamonds, and you can concede a heart. A club lead actually might be the best lead over here. Meanwhile, at the other table, oh, sorry, they're still playing 4 spades, but we kind of knew that was making. So yeah, so there is something to be said about this auction. After a club of spade 2 hearts, we kind of alluded about sometimes you might have to reverse with like less than normal 18 points or something because there's no better bid that fits the table, and 2 hearts is certainly a reasonable call with this hand. Um, I mean, it might not be my preferred choice, or maybe I might have gone a different route, but that's fine. But you normally want to be able, like, if South has a 6 count, you might not want to commit to game opposite or reverse, even though that's normally what we're taught. So, a lot of players at a higher level like to play some sort of like Lebensoll kind of bid, where it's like maybe bidding to no trump or maybe bidding fourth suit. That's basically artificial and me saying like, I have a really weak hand. I don't want to commit to game. Can we stop short of game? And opposite that, North could either bid the next step or maybe they might have some other bids in their agreements to say, okay, sure, let's stop short of game. And or they might have other bids to suggest, no, I don't care. You have 6 points in theory. We're going to game. I have like a jump shift kind of values. And
And
I think
just
in
to
a
be
lot of
clear, I mean,
partnerships,
I don't think it's percentage to be in slam here.
oh, it absolutely is not.
Yeah.
More on that in a moment. I'm more talking about the 3 spade, the choice to bid 3 spades, because I think a lot of pairs play that 2 spades instead of 2 hearts. That would be showing like it's still natural. It's still forcing one round. 3 spades, I feel like eats up more space, and I feel like if you're bidding 3 spades, I would kind of want a better suit than this. Like I'm expecting like Ace Queen Jack 10-6, not like Ace Queen 7-6-5. But I mean, if partner has to have a spade, the stiff spade king. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. Now there are some interesting options available here. Declare actually has two options on how to play this. So they're going to play
Also,
the Ace of Spades and Queen of Spades, and they're going to get the good news. And they have two options. They could play for the hard king on side, in which case they will pull the last trump, play a heart to the queen, ace king, ace queen, jack of clubs. Actually, they might even play a heart to the. Actually, no, never mind. If the clubs are 4-3, they can play heart to the ace and get four pitches. So they can actually pitch three diamonds and a heart, and then concede the king of hearts. That might be the percentage line, but if clubs are not 4-3, I was actually going to comment on having multiple options. Either they could play for the hard king on side by playing a heart to the queen and pitching ace queen and using ace queen of jack of clubs to pitch three diamonds and then conceding a heart, assuming the hard king is on side. Or they could play for the ace of diamonds on side and 5-2 clubs. In which case you could play for the heart, play a heart to the ace, ace queen jack of clubs pitching two hearts and a diamond, then a diamond towards the king if he says ace of diamonds. So I think it was actually an interesting hand. South had a lot of options, and South probably would have had to exercise one of those options, make a decision if spades were not breaking. But we'll never know what they were going to choose.
I think so. We've seen a 1-no trump opening at the other table with the given hand.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see how that auction went, honestly.
Yeah, only three pitches, but the entries were bad because you only have like one guaranteed hard entry, so you don't have like too many options. Either way, I think the
So
one over
starting,
opening is percentage.
yeah, I like 1-no on the hand. Like, I'm not really a big like, oh, you have rebid problems sort of person, but oh my gosh, you've got rebid problems on this hand.
I
Yeah.
agree. And kind of sad because I like what's I like four spades on the cards. I mean like single dummy, but double dummy of course. For you would rather be in but of course double dummy six spades in south. I mean it's money.
Yeah.
What is double?
Apparently it's clubs.
Let me try to guess what this would be. Two non-touching suits is my prediction. I think it's either no. So they're not playing suction
They're
because
playing
suction means.
Crash, but haven't learned Crash yet.
Do you know what crash is? I do not know what crash is. I know it's
Crash
the
is color, rank, and shape, right?
all right.
So
So that's the
so
acronym. So what would double
be
mean?
color would be the blacks or the reds. So maybe double is black suits. I don't know. I'm kind of a convention nut, and I didn't never learn Crash because I've always thought it's bad. So I don't I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I know crash is the preferred method of interference by the Georgia Tech Bridge Club faculty advisor, or like the person who teaches a lot of players. That shout out to
No.
Giorgio.
Let's
Shout
go,
out to Giorgio.
Giorgio.
Shout out to Giorgio if you're watching this broadcast. But also, I do agree with Robert. I think Crash is a horrible. I hate Crash with all my heart, and it's actually interesting that South chose to bid a bit with bid with the hand and cushion. Um, I know, I think we might see a lot of this in the junior events. Like where like these kind of players, they might just bid with some sort of distributional hands, even with the lack of points, because you're trying to put them out of their comfort zone.
I feel like East can't pass with this hand. What? Over two spades?
Oh yeah, actually, now that you
What?
mention it, the question is, what is double? Double should be takeout.
Yeah,
And I think like you said, we have a stiff spade. We have king, queen, fourth of hearts. Our hand is so pure in values. It's like it's a really good 18 count.
that's crazy to me.
Um, yeah, I think we were probably supposed to double this, and I mean, like as it turns out, we might end up like I think probably the way the auction should have gone is probably goes double. West bids two neutral, maybe scrambling. East bids three diamonds, and now you play a happy three diamonds.
Yeah. Just to be clear with Crash, I mean, this is my opinion, and I think this is the opinion of most strong club players, that I think most strong club players have the most trouble with natural overcalls for the most part. I mean, like natural overcalls are so strong versus strong club. Just bidding as high as you can immediately. Double is one of the most dangerous calls you can make against a strong club system, just because it gives so much space. Double seemed to work out here, but very scary to double one club with this hand, I think.
Yeah. East has an annoying problem what to do with trick two after the King of Hearts holds. The heart suit is frozen. He knows he cannot play another heart. There might be an argument for a spade, honestly. I think probably we were supposed to play a spade and stop the cross ruffing. Also, something I want to call out is North over here understood the style of South's double. They have Ace King Jack fifth. They have Ace King Jack fifth and 10 fourth in partner's potential suits. If partner is the red suits, we have 10 fourth and a side Ace King Jack fifth. If partner is spades, we have and clubs, we have Ace King Jack fifth. And I think two spades was a very mature call, like very understanding. I could see a lot of players like if South interfered and South are juniors, North will just be like, oh my god, my hand is just so prime. I just need to I'm gonna bid in diamonds, and if partner shows black suits, I'm just gonna bid game. So this was a very thoughtful choice.
It's good for many reasons. Yeah. I mean,
they're gonna make
yeah.
they're gonna make four spades as it is on this law. They're gonna make 10 tricks and spades as it plays out, but it's not a four spades I think you want to be in. Like imagine like a spade lead, and now they play a diamond. West wins, plays another spade. Now it's sort of more annoying.
I'm definitely sympathetic to East's defensive line on trick one and maybe trick two, but I think after trick two, you've got to switch to a spade. Like anything after that feels pretty committal.
I agree. North has lent in some red suit, given that they were willing to commit to three level in one of the red suits. Probably it's going to be more often than not, I think, diamonds looking at the dummy. You want to stop the diamond roughs at the dummy. But it's all good. Let's see how the other table handles it. South, of course, electing to pass over the natural diamond, given that, it's a standard
They're
one
not
diamond.
they're not a complete maniac. Yeah.
They're not a complete maniac. And West, of course, also choosing to make a sound pass, and now North over here with a pretty good hand. Seems like they might overcall a spade. East might make a takeout double, and then South might bid some number of spades, and maybe that ends it.
As
I
South, you're
think
really
we have a
happy when
slam.
you're as South, you're really happy when North your partner bids spades. I mean, your hand is so good for having spades.
Okay, not on a club lead, never mind. So six spades is almost there on this hand, except on a club lead. We're one spot away from making six spades. Alan, how would you bid the hands over here at the main table? We have a really interesting deal.
You're talking about the next bid?
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
I guess he just made
yeah,
it.
I think one diamond,
Yeah, I
one
think-
spade, one no is pretty normal. How would you take it from here?
I think our agreement here is three spades is slam interest with good spades.
Mhm.
So I think that would probably be the bid.
And what would South do over here, you think?
I wasn't sure. You guys see it now.
Yeah, I think four clubs is a good bid. Now the question is, are they mandated to bid? I mean, the south end is sort of like in the middle. Like we have two spades, we might prefer to have three spades, maybe. Queen Jack fourth is Queen Jack fourth, King Queen fourth. It kind of depends on like what partner's values are, right? Like if partner is like a small diamond, King. I mean, like if partner is like three small diamonds, King Queen fourth is not pulling much value. Whereas over here, opposite the ace of diamonds, King Queen fourth is like worth much more. Um, Four no trump, five clubs. Now I think West would do fantastic to double five clubs. Oof, did not find it. So this is probably something more advanced to think about, especially when you look at the West End. The one thing we want to have, like once they start to key card, something we want to be aware of is like what suit is the dummy, what like is likely going to be the dummy bidding, and like can we get a lead directional double, and what does it mean if we pass? And over here with the West Hand, like over here we're going to lead the ace of hearts, and now we're going to make six spades, and like we talked about, on a club lead actually would go down. Of course, leading a club is, I have a lot of sympathy for not leading the club with the king third, and this might even be the correct lead. Um, this might be the correct lead on a key card auction. It's not clear. Um, but over here with the West End, like we got to be thinking, what do we want partner to lead away from? Like we want partner to lead away from the king of clubs because we have queen ten. We also don't really want a diamond lead. We do not want a hard lead. So like with the West Hand, when as this auction is playing out, like once North bid four no trumps, my immediate thought is if dummy ever bids clubs, I'm gonna double that. I'm gonna ask for a club lead. Otherwise, I'm gonna pass, and I'm gonna hope that partner does not. And I'm gonna hope that partner does not make a really dangerous lead. And I think this was
What
actually a missed opportunity for Allen.
was the Ten of Hearts by Allen?
Ten of Hearts was
I
discouraging.
guess it's discouraging.
I mean, like you don't have the King of Hearts, but also
Yeah.
like, wait, was this an early claim? This seems.
It was a very early claim. Yes. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, the claim was probably valid. Spades 4-0 is not a problem. The only concern is will this diamond get roughed? The diamond's not getting roughed. So maybe they're just sorting that out, I imagine. Maybe North might have to explain the line a bit more, but I would be surprised to see that this claim is not accepted eventually. Meanwhile, at the secondary table, we are seeing North has played three spades. Did you catch the auction?
Yeah, I think it was okay. It was something like one diamond pass, pass, one spade, two hearts, three spades, all pass.
Sorry, say that again. One by a diamond, pass, pass, one
Well,
spade. I saw the two hearts call.
yeah,
Three spades, all pass.
three spades, all pass. Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
So let's talk about that for a moment. A diamond pass passes spade. I think we talked about that briefly. That was reasonable. I think East has a clear takeout double. For me, two hearts over here looks more like 6-4, or like it's more shapely than this. Like over here, you just have perfect takeout double shape, right?
I'm fine with two hearts. I don't know. Even if it shows 6-4, my diamonds are pretty beefy. Like the nine
Yeah,
is a really nice card.
it
And I've got
absolutely
I've
is.
got a pure 18, so I think two hearts is totally fine.
I think it.
Pers-
I think it's a reasonable call. I just think I slightly prefer double because I don't want to keep clubs out of the picture. Like if partner has six clubs, like Jack sixth of clubs, I would want to play in three clubs. Whereas we're not really giving partner the opportunity to do that. If we bid two hearts and like now they bid two spades, pass, pass, we can double it. We can now double maybe, but like it's sort of less clear now.
Yeah, the concentrated values in clubs is a reason to not bid two hearts. That's true. That's a good point. I'm
Yeah,
kind of curious if we'll get the slam. I know get the slam replicated at the other table. I have a feeling we will. It's so difficult finding the correct defense to the slam, and when as North, when your partner opens, it's so hard not to just drive to slam
I
here.
I agree.
I think
I think
the three
a lot
spade
will come
bid,
down to West
is a
still.
really good bid. A lot of people don't have the right systems there and in like XYZ ish sort of situation, but three spades is a good agreement which got them on the right track.
Yeah. So a lot of players, as you're starting out, learn that three spades is invitational, but a lot of players as day advance might play something called two-way new minor forcing, where if you wanted to show an invite with six spades, you can bid two clubs first, which forces partner to bid two diamonds. which you can then pass, or you can make a bid after to show usually an invitational hand. So when it goes 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, now you can bid either 2 spades or 3 spades to show an invite with either 5 or 6 spades or really good spades, depending on how you want to distinguish it. So this now frees up 3 spades to be like what we saw, a slam-oriented hand with which setting spades is trump. Also, I wanted to commend Wasisht at the other table for East-West for their really good defense. We talked about the desire to play spades early. East had led the king of hearts, won by the ace. South then played the 10 of clubs, which by then went to the king and ace. East then played a spade immediately. And now North played a diamond, the 10 of diamonds. East volunteered the jack, but West correctly knew to play the king to overtake that with the king of diamonds and now play another spade. And now because of this, there's going to be one fewer diamond draft. So now they're actually going to hold this a trick further.
That's a nice play by West. I'm glad you saw that. I missed that.
Yeah, so in the ending position, actually, this actually might go down, right? Because they might actually score. I mean, the jack of clubs is sort of whatever, but now they're going to lose. But now now they might go down if they actually no, never mind. The 9 of hearts is in dummy, so they'll actually be able to play a heart to the 9 now in this position. They have to do it now.
And
to
they
play a
should
heart
get
to the
this
9.
right. They
should get
definitely
it right,
yeah.
Because East led the king of hearts, so East is the queen of hearts. So there's no other way you're going to make this, unless West has the 10 of hearts, or unless East led from king double 10 of hearts. But East did not do that, given East bid 2 hearts naturally at the other table. So this is the last chance for Declare. If Declare roughs a club, he's going down.
We're getting a colorful auction at the other table too. I mean,
every suit is being bid. Is every suit bid? Yeah, every suit's been bid.
Yeah, we had a nice transfer advance by West, which a lot of people don't play, but it's a really good method. But we had a double by North, and they land on their feet in the 3-5 diamonds. So I mean, good. Just looking at your hand, double by North for 2 diamonds, I think.
What is double even supposed to be? I mean, I can see what he intended it as. He has ace king third of diamonds, but I also am wondering if maybe he should be having 4 diamonds for that bid.
I mean, he should normally, yeah.
Yeah.
But he just had ace king third.
He did not play a heart to the 9. He's going to go down.
Oh man.
Declare just had. Oh, never mind. I spoke too soon. He hadn't played East. Look at that.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, that's a good play. Okay.
I was not even paying attention to that.
I wasn't either.
Could East have discarded differently? I feel like maybe East could have discarded differently. Like if they had pitched a heart instead of a diamond towards the end, they might have had 3 cashers in their hand.
You need to discard a heart, right?
So I think in the 4-card ending, East had 2 hearts and 2 diamonds.
Yeah.
The diamonds were good. They had like ace of diamonds and I believe queen of diamonds left, and they had queen double 10 of hearts remaining. So if they pitched a heart instead, then they would have just 3 top tricks. They have 3 top tricks when they get in.
Do you lose, or is the squeeze card the last trump?
No, there wasn't a squeeze at all. It was just East had 3 winners and a second and a 4th heart, and they pitched one of their winners. So because of that, the end play worked.
Yeah, never mind. Okay, yeah, I see.
So that was
I was wondering if it was a position where North had the control to, once they pitch a heart, you can then drop the heart and then trump one more and then get your jack.
What do you call it? If East discards heart, North connects it with the low heart. Did you just notice what the diamonds were, David, in the ending? I was under the impression he had ace queen of diamonds as his last 2 diamonds.
We're seeing 2
he had ace queen
of
diamond. He had ace queen of diamonds and queen double 10 of hearts. Or am I wrong about that? I can pull it up on another screen. Meanwhile, 3 diamonds over here. South's 3 diamonds is sort of a bit interesting, given we have queen 10 third and 10 fourth, which sort of look defensive holdings in the opponent's suits, heart diamonds, hearts and spades. So I think there's an argument to actually be made about passing with the South hand over 2 hearts. But I mean, if you have a 9-card fit, I understand South decided to bid 3 diamonds.
colors are right. I like three diamonds. Three
We
diamonds.
also have a system. You had a system accident at the other table. This is going to be bad. A really big swing incoming, actually. So we saw the auction the diamond pass two spades
Oh no!
with the north hand, and
Oh my
two spades seems to have
gosh.
been into proceedings. And we were talking a bit about like, well, we were talking about how north south are probably going to reach slam, and how east is going to have a tricky lead problem to find the club lead. That's no longer a concern. Enjoy 230, I guess. 230 is not the score you want to be bringing back.
That's so painful. I play with one of my main partners. I play strong jump shift, showing solid 6-card suits.
Yep.
But that's a hard convention to forget. If you forget that,
Yeah.
that's a painful one.
Yeah, and this sort of like comes back to why about how these sort of hands can maybe not play well. So meanwhile, at the main table in three diamonds, the defense was king of spades, spade of the ace, spade rough, ace of hearts. Now we're seeing another heart. Three diamonds is already down, and it's there. You're going to lose to ace of clubs, and it's still like now you're going to cash ace of clubs, and now maybe if you play another spade, it gets a bit annoying.
Well, but we're fine going down in three diamonds, right? I mean, two hearts wasn't it just in two hearts before that? I mean, that's two hearts
I mean, two
definitely
hearts.
makes, right?
Let's talk about that. I mean,
You
there's a
got
4-2 split you need to. There's a 4-2 split you need to overcome. You're already -100, mind you, so you're not saving too many imps even if two hearts is making. I'm assuming two hearts is probably making three or something, and not too many. Because on a club lead, there are some problems. You have no spots in clubs, and
I think it's fine because I feel like it's a hand where you count winners because you've got 5 hearts, 2 spades, a club, and that's 8 tricks.
yeah, that's
So
8 tricks. Yeah, so you're
yeah,
making two hearts. Yeah, and I was counting how many over tricks you might make.
that's a good point. On a club lead, probably none, right? I don't see any.
Slam at one table and part scored at the other table is so common. Oh, David says he had three hearts left, if I remember correctly. Oh, if he had three hearts and not two diamonds, then no, he let the king of hearts. Oh, he did not pitch a heart after that. Okay, I see. That might have
Was
been
it
an
a
error,
position
but
where you can drop the queen? I wasn't paying enough attention to tell if it was a queen drop position or not.
uh, that is what David is saying, but also I need to look at that position again. I unfortunately missed these spots. Why did we not cover the ten of hearts? I mean,
Oh my gosh, that's a scrappy
yeah, like there
double
was
at the
heart
other
drops.
table.
What was the auction? Let's see. A club, pass a club, a spade, double. That is a Alan. What do you think about double by the south hand at the other table with the 5 count after
I
the spade
missed the
overcall?
auction. Sorry.
Yeah. It looks like it was pass a club by Nord, one spade overcalled by Wasish, and Evan elected to make a negative double with the south hand.
Definitely more aggressive than what I would do.
Well, there you have it. This Alan would not, what do you call it, make a negative double, and I agree. We have Queen 10 turn in the opponent's suit. We have a stiff and partner suit. We have a 5 count. Just pass.
Okay, am I crazy? Is this the first auction we've had at the main table where it's just been like one bid? Like,
We've seen very
have we-
colorful auctions. We've seen auctions in which every single strain has been bid. We've seen auctions go to slam. We've seen a lot of color in this table, so this definitely feels like something went wrong. Like this is not an auction. This is not an auction we're supposed to see at this table in particular.
yeah, come on. Why isn't Alan playing don't and getting in there with 2 diamonds? I mean, come on.
Showing diamonds into hearts with that hand. Why not? Yeah, indeed.
Seems like a normal diamond lead for Alan. To me, I
So
mean,
Thomas, yeah, probably a diamond lead. I mean, a hard lead might also be chosen. I think I mean, what would be the best lead on this tape as it is? Probably, ugh, that's an ugly hand to lead from. Good luck, I guess. Tom, meanwhile, has led the ace of hearts. Now switch to the king. Oh, sorry. East led the king of hearts, overtaken with the ace, king of spades, spade another. Wasich is probably going to overtake this and give a spade off if I had to guess. I mean, that's kind of what is suggested given this defense so far. Maybe there's an argument for cashing the queen of hearts before you get the spade rough. So I like this defense a lot.
That's nice. Yeah, yeah, that's very, very aware.
This is a very thoughtful defense. I agree. So now you get the spade rough, but the jack of spades maybe to suggest a heart.
Well, or
And
maybe I mean maybe a low spade is the most tasteful, right? Because I mean the heart position is
well,
known, so you kind of show the ace of clubs.
was it known? Did West get the opportunity to show five hearts? I don't remember what happened after a club, a spade, double. I think it was past two clubs all pass. I think West was mom the entire time. But East is selecting what you said, so maybe there was an inference, or maybe East is just being creative.
Hmm.
Meanwhile, at the main table, it sort of looks like 3 rounds of diamonds have been played,
Okay.
and declare selected to win. And it was a frozen suit, but the diamond lead obviously gives a trick to declaring side. Declares has elected to win the third club. Now there are many options available on this hand. I think a club to the queen is a reasonable option, trying to set up the long suit. But the only problem is you sort of lack entries to the dummy. So you're not really going to be, unless you can play for King Jack third of clubs with West, maybe. That's sort of what you're trying to pick up. But West can actually counter that by ducking a club altogether.
So I did miss what was trick 1 on the main table?
It was a diamond lead to the ace, and then a diamond lead back.
Okay, I got it. I
And
got it.
they duck, and then King of Diamonds now club to the Queen and King, and now we're seeing the fourth diamond cash,
Yeah,
King
I
of
got it.
Hearts
I got
now,
it.
and the
Okay.
low heart of the Jack. Um, I feel like there's some trick over here, but I'm missing it.
Does
I
go up.
no, if you just duck a spade, you make it,
Wait.
right? Because West does not have any clubs now, but obviously now whether that's findable is the question. But I also don't know, like, given what you've done at this point, what else you could play for. There's also something to be said about how you play the spades. East voluntarily pitched an eight of spades, so I think maybe we were supposed to play spade, spade, spade. But also,
I
I think
I
this will work out
I'm
fine.
not I don't get how it makes if you duck. Can't West just exit a heart?
Yeah, I mean, like ducking doesn't. I mean, like it's equivalent because Queen Jack is going to drop. Like on the actual double dummy layout, it doesn't matter
Uh-huh.
whether you run the ten of spades or if you play Ace King on another. I'm just not impressed by. I just don't think this is the best line, given that he's pitched eight of spades. I assume they're playing upside down count. So, in fact, and I don't think East is going to volunteer this from like honor third, honor fourth. Like they would probably rather pitch a club or rather pitch a heart or something.
The 8 does feel very careless. It feels like this,
It's
well,
careless is
it's
a
a
strong
position. It feels
word.
like you should toss a it feels like you should toss a club on the
It's
hand.
careless is wait careless is the wrong word. I think the word I would rather use is like if you're talking about like if you're playing against like the world's best players, then yes, the eight of spades is very telling because the world's best players will pick up on that. Data space is a perfectly safe pitch in terms of like it's not giving up a trick, but also like declare could make inferences based on that because you're also signaling not just to your partner to the declarer also. The declarer is
Mhm.
entitled to know your carding agreements, and I think like when you pitch the eight of spades, when you're pitching spades, what you often are telling is beyond the signal that I'm not giving up a trick when I pitch a spade. He doesn't look like I'm giving up a trick when I'm pitching up a spade. So what that
Which
tells me
tells
is they won't
declare a
have.
lot. Which gives declare
Yeah.
a lot of information
So
on
you
the hand.
so that means they don't have honor third, they don't have honor fourth. They might have honor fifth, but if they have honor fifth, that means West has a stiff honor. So we can actually drop that.
Oh, we see a heart opening. Oh, okay. It is in a precision context. I
Holy.
personally do like opening a heart with these hands, but I know a lot of people don't.
What about you, Alan?
I
West
usually
has an
open.
interesting decision.
I usually open longer suit here.
So you'd open a diamond?
I would open a diamond.
All right, that's completely fine. So if it went like a diamond past a spade, would you rebid diamonds or would you reverse?
I'm not really sure. It depends on the day.
I understand that. I mean, like, I understand that completely. Like, I also have this. I also had the same philosophy once upon a time. There was a time when I was like, I will just reverse, colors be damned,
Oh, it's in
or like,
third hand too. Okay. I mean, honestly, I think I might bid 2 hearts, open 2 hearts with the hand, or maybe 3 diamonds or something like that.
no, 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 no. I think a
Yes.
heart is perfectly fine. Like, come on, like, look over here. Like, if partner has a fit, you kind of want to be in four hearts.
Partner, I don't know. It's so much as just what you're playing
Yeah.
precision, but like
I just want to take a moment. Thank you. Thanks, Chris, and thanks David for the follows in Twitch chat. For any viewers who are also wondering, like, wait, how are people interacting with us in chat? You can join us on twitch.tv/GTBridgeClub. You might need to make a Twitch account, but we have people who are commenting on this, who are commenting in the chat to basically interact with us. We are able to see you live, and yeah, we are able to respond to you live if you want to join the conversation. I can't imagine playing anywhere lower than four hearts with this hand. Yeah, I agree. And it's funny because like if partner is like ace queen of hearts and king of diamonds, like you're pretty much almost a lock for six hearts. I mean the opponents are also a lock for six spades, but that's besides the point.
hey, I'm not saying when we're opening 2 hearts, we're not getting to 4 hearts, let me tell you.
Now I'm not impressed with this auction because South chose to pass two hearts, which we have 9 points.
That
Like
doesn't
we
make
have a fit.
why did we do this?
I
I mean,
understand why.
I get your defensive values are in hearts, but you gotta raise partner.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, look over here. It isn't four spades. I mean, four spades doesn't make because maybe there's like a club rough angle. Like, maybe on best defense, it might go something like king of diamonds, club rough, diamond rough, club rough. No, not a club rough. So like maybe like club rough. I'm sorry, king of diamonds, club rough, ace of diamonds, diamond, or something like that, and you
Yeah.
still get a club trick.
Yeah.
Like that might be the best defense.
But I mean,
But
we don't
you want to
care
be
if
in four
4
spades.
spades makes or not. I mean, because I mean, regardless, like it's insurance over this 4 heart contract on this one.
I mean, looking just single dummy four spades looks fantastic, assuming you're not expecting any roughs all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you might lose a spade. You might lose two diamonds, but either you lose. You just need at most one loser between clubs and spades on a normal day, and that seems pretty odds on, right? Either the club finesse is on, or spades are 2-2. Or restricted choice works in spades, with these having a stiff honor and West having honor a third of spades. Like, this is more than a 50%
I'm
game.
so
I
confused
think for North
on the
South.
heart. Sorry, just on the main table, we got a heart return after the South played the queen, king of hearts wins, and then heart was returned. I mean, do we even make 4 hearts anymore?
We do, right? We just have to rough the
Oh,
diamond.
well, diamonds behave.
Yeah,
I guess.
diamonds are. Yeah.
Oh well.
And you can't even go wrong. You can't even
Yeah.
go wrong because like there's only three diamonds out, and so once you play the ace of diamonds and both opponents
That's true.
fall,
You're right.
there's only
It's
the
more
queen of
accurate.
diamonds.
I feel like I'm starting to get tired about.
What do you call it? David points out in chat, there's a pretty good rule that when you have a 5-5 and partner raises you bid game. I think that applies to 7-5 too. That's debatable. No, I agree with David.
Some might think it just applies generally.
Yeah.
And partner raises you.
And that's the
I mean,
magic of bridge.
I know like Doesn't Mexstroth have a rule about like you have a 6-card suit, partner freely raises you, just bid game? I mean, there's a lot of rules like that make sense.
Yeah. And we're seeing it in live display over here. Rough diamond, queen out, rough diamond, rough back, diamond's good. Yeah, the claim is correct. So there's a potential. There's actually a swing potential over here. Um, North, of course, has a normal overcall of a spade. Maybe North might be contemplating a power double, but I think the spade overcall is pretty reasonable. I am hoping that South at the other table chooses to raise spades, and
That's all you
yeah, we'll
need
see
as
how it
North. I
proceeds.
think I think a simple raise is all you need as the North hand to just blast game.
Yeah, I've played it. So I've played against Rohan over the years multiple times. Especially in 2020 during COVID, we used to practice against each other, watch you versus Georgia Tech. So I know like he likes to be a bit creative with his bids. And just as I say that, he chooses to bid a bid for spades immediately. Um, so like he might
That
something
is not a bad call. That is absolutely not a bad call. I mean,
he
look,
chooses to
it's
power double on hands, and like this is a four spade. It's a creative bid, absolutely. Um, I'm concerned we might be missing six clubs more than I'm worried about four spades going down. Honestly, like give partner like king fifth of clubs and ace of diamonds and like king fifth of clubs, ace of diamonds, and doubleton spade.
yeah.
That's a good six clubs right there, and
Yeah.
that's 7 count I gave partner.
Yeah, that looks right.
And it's funny because Wasish now had a really tough problem over here, and I don't know what is supposed to be correct with this hand. Like there are some like I think probably pass is probably correct in balance. We are unfavorable. There's no reason to believe partner is allowed to double four spades with like a really good hand,
Wait,
or to
sorry.
bid.
East West is favorable, right?
Oh, are they?
Yeah. Just to be clear, it would
Oh
be
yeah. Sorry,
definitely
sorry, sorry, sorry.
yeah,
I
it
was
would be
looking at the bidding on the left, and I thought, yeah, they're on different boards now.
yeah, it would
So
definitely
they're
be wrong with
favorable.
yeah.
Yeah. So five hearts is more merit. Then it's kind of interesting because four spades might be going down, five hearts might be going down. We have jack of spades, which could be a defensive trick, as it is over here, and king fifth. But I think five hearts if you polled this among experts, I think five hearts will get a fair amount of votes.
I think 5 hearts is the right bid. I think it's just the right call. Like it could make, it could not make. It's just too dangerous letting them play four spades.
What do you think, Alan?
I definitely would not be able to make the bid.
You would not make the bid. I think that's understandable. Um, Meanwhile, at the main table, we have a diamond preempt over here. Two diamonds, very unjunior like, given that it's not a three diamond bid.
Yeah,
I mean, come on, you're 6-4 in the minors, right?
yeah,
They have an agreement
I
that
will put money. I will put money on the fact that there's at least one junior. I'm not looking at any other tables, right? That at least one other table is bidding four diamonds with the south hand. I have no idea who that is, but I know someone out there is bidding four diamonds with the south hand. Do not let me down, juniors.
I think
But
William
either
wants a
way,
7 card diamond suit there, so
I
that's
know
why
William
he
is.
won't bid.
I know
He won't
William
bid
is.
it with
I know
William.
William is very conservative when it comes to preamps. When it comes to preamps in general, I know that's William's style. So I understand him requiring that partner bid two diamonds with this hand. But either way, this seems like a reasonable auction. Three diamonds probably was stamen of some sorts. It may or may not have implied a stopper. Um, and now here we go. I think we probably were. I mean, a spade lead could work.
I honestly I think it was a not an easy defensive problem that North.
Had a trick one, right?
Yeah, and chose pretty fast.
Did they play it that fast? I didn't even notice how fast they played it. Also, there's a really fun trick which West could have actually done over here. Um, so what West could have done over here, like there are three options basically. They could have played the ace of spades and probably played another spade looking for a ruff in case East had five spades, which is not impossible. I assume this contract's pretty cold at this point, right?
Maybe
You just lose
5-5
the
in the
diamond.
majors for that.
You just lose a
Probably.
diamond and a spade. Yeah, you're making. So let's talk about the trick one play. So eight of plates, the 10, and West played the 10. I think from the lead, and given the East that East doubled, you know that this eight is not like from. It's not like Queen 9-8, right?
Oh
So
yeah, absolutely
given
not.
that you know it's not Queen 9-8, there's no reason to play the Jack. I actually think the two four is an interesting play because like if you look at the hands, right? Given that he played the jack, he forced East to win it with the queen in the East hand. So now when East attacked hearts, East had to play a heart towards the king and now picked up the jack immediately. Whereas, what do you call it? Um, when what do you call it? Whereas if he were to play low, the ten of spades would be allowed to hold it. So now if East elected to play a heart immediately now at this point, he'd be playing a heart from the west hand towards his hand. Now he plays a heart towards the 10. There's actually a chance for defense to get two tricks.
That's a really insightful point. I missed that completely.
Yeah, no,
I was
that is a
thinking,
that is a much more deeper play. Probably not something you need to be thinking about too much against most opponents, but I actually had that position come up in the Soloway once in the Swiss. Like earlier this year, like last month I was playing in the Soloway, and I think in one of the matches against a really good team, I forget who. I think it was against like people who played the Poland Open team. Like I had a similar position up here where it's like they intentionally played the Jack, and I was actually spending a long time trying to figure out like why did they play the Jack from this position. And because of that, I came to the conclusion that North must have the Jack, given that they played it this way. They wanted me to play the hearts this way, so I actually got to the other way, and then I played it trumps this way, and it actually worked out. And that was
that's
one of my
nice.
favorite moments. So that was one of my favorite
That's
moments of
really
the
nice.
Soloway.
Yeah, it's sort of a play you can find by North almost through like process of elimination. I mean, the ace of spades is really just wrong. I mean, it's
I
really
wouldn't say
playing.
wrong. It could be playing for rough. Partner could have
It
let a
could,
stiff
it
spade.
could. You've got to, but like on the auction, you're basically playing East for being 5-5 in the major. Oh my God, is this? Oh, is this Ekran?
Yeah. So for
Okay,
people
okay.
wondering in chat, East West they play a unique style of two level bids. Their two clubs, of course, is natural clubs like normal precision context, like six clubs, 11 to 15 points, give or take, 10 to 15, I believe. They're playing multi two diamonds. So for those who do not know what a multi two diamonds is, their two diamonds is basically a weak preempt in either hearts or spades. So like a standard two hearts or a two spades. Their two hearts bid is basically a preemptive hand showing length in both hearts and spades. So they're saying I'm at least 5-4 in the majors and I'm listed opening values.
Double
And their
by
two
William.
spades and their two spades bid is spades in a minor. Um and preemptive values. Speaking of, um there are options on how you can play your defense over here. I hope North South worked out their defense on what to play over the two hearts, showing hearts and spades. It's for context. Every pair has access to like the basic system summary of like every other partnership going into this event. So like you have time to prep and study the opponent's methods and like come up with your own customized defense. So I think every team has a partnership playing multi. I think every team except like one or two has a partnership playing multi. So I expect most partnerships or the more serious partnerships will be having a multi defense. Similarly, I think two hearts is not an unpopular treatment.
I kind of like the bid by South.
Do we have tricks? We might have
I mean,
tricks.
you're gonna have 3 heart tricks on a lead, on the lead, 4 diamond
Yeah.
tricks, so you're up to 7. But then, yeah, we're not making this.
We need to set up two clubs.
But we're not doing it on this hand.
You don't think so?
I mean, you shouldn't. No. On a heart lead, you shouldn't. I mean, that's a very, very
So
low
let's
lead
talk
here.
about it. Let's talk about this for a moment. So I lead a heart, I win the jack. I play the jack of clubs, they win the king. They play a heart, I win the king. I play another club, now they win the thing.
Yeah.
Aren't I in time?
No.
Well, it's
We're
played.
just,
Well,
now, just to be clear, you do. It's kind of tricky because
oh
West needs.
no. Sorry, yeah, we get three. The opponents have three
Yeah.
spades. I apologize.
No,
And
but
the thing
it's
is, the
not. It's
spots.
not. It's not the most straightforward. Kind of like a little bit. Well, I mean, it should be pretty straightforward.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
well, it gets a little trickier if South ducks the spades twice.
Not really, because you can overtake it.
Yeah, but then
But I
oh
mean,
yeah,
but the question is, you have to. But the
yeah.
question is, you have to know that's correct. So what I could actually, there's an interesting problem over here actually, which is, let's say the jack of clubs is played in this position, like it is,
Like it
knocked
is.
out the ace, very good technique. East wins the king of clubs, and now they play the jack of spades, and now they play the ten of spades. Does West know to overtake?
I
I
guess
hope
I
he.
guess the heart okay, I mean now it's really now it's I mean now they'll get it right. So maybe the heart switch first was just really mature.
Now, okay, so I actually thought it was more interesting. Alan surely has to encourage spades at this point.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, like East if East is awake, a spade return is going to happen. I don't think you need to encourage in spades.
Good. No, because I actually thought an interesting position might arise where if it went jack of clubs, and he switched to a spade immediately, which I
Yeah.
don't think is an unreasonable switch.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely
West
not.
could have five spades, four hearts, and if they switch to a spade, let's say South ducks, West ducks, and now East plays another spade. That would be really fun. And let's say South ducks again. West
Yeah.
needs to
Yeah.
overtake this and cash ace of spades, which is not at all clear that it's correct.
Yeah.
But now over here, it's pretty indicated, given that you see
Yeah,
the kissing
we're good.
tricks.
We're good. Yeah.
All right, West, overtake the spade, please. Please overtake. Please do not leave this to fate.
I mean, it's imps. Yeah, there's just no
Okay.
way. The
All right, good show.
I think that I have a little bit of sympathy for the double of two hearts, but oh my god, that's a scrappy bid. Like I know you got the minors, but like you're so flat, you're pretty weak. Um, there's a sort of a fear you're going to be stolen from, but the double of two hearts was really aggressive, I think.
Yeah. It probably was a minor oriented takeout if I had to guess. I think many people more played as like sort of a takeout of either hearts or spades or a stolen bid or something like that. I don't think a lot of people play a minor oriented takeout because you got to remember, like, they're only promising 5-4. Like, one of their suits could be a four card major. We could
Yeah,
still have interest in playing that suit.
yeah.
So, but I mean, it worked fantastic over here.
So is I guess South is going through some like XYZ auction. No, it looks like
Uh,
they're not playing XYZ is what it looks like
they
to
are
me.
playing XYZ. They are playing XYZ. Nor just chose to bid to no Trump. And what do you think about this auction, Alan? Do you play XYZ normally, right? With
Actually, I do.
others?
I play two-way. I don't play XYZ, but this is a two-way
Yeah,
option.
two-way. This is two-way mountain forcing. Yes.
South. I don't know. Imps I usually get a little more aggressive. I might game force it.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the South player could have chosen to game force, and I think that would have been perfectly fine. But but even talking about them choosing to invite, I think normally with the North hand, if you're going to reject the invite, which I think North intended to do, given they have a pretty bad 12 count, you normally pass the two spades even if you only have two spades. The reasoning being that two spades is sort of like just I have five spades, I'm invitational, and usually it could be an unbalanced hand. It doesn't really promise we're balanced. So there might often be weakness in another suit. Like there might be weakness in hearts. So Tuno Trumps is more of it's a very match point oriented bid. Basically, you're sort of asserting that Tuno Trump is going to make as his two spades, or that Tuno Trump, or do you have reason to believe Tuno Trump will make but not two spades, usually implying you bid this with a stiff spade. So I'm not a fan of the 2-0 Trump bid by North. I would just, if I chose to reject with the North hand, which I think I would just pass 2 spades out.
Now, sadly for North-South, I think they're going to make 2-0 Trump and then another trick. I'm not sure about that yet, but that's maybe not actually.
And this is the last board of the match, right? So it looks like they're probably a favorite to make at this point.
I guess
Yeah,
so. I
they're
mean,
just
I guess so.
just
And
Jack of Diamonds, Ace of Hearts, and now you can play. You could actually play club. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. They don't have the rest.
yeah, staying in 2-0 Trump is being rewarded here, but I think we'd caution against that because you're playing imps, so it's just such a unfavorable contract to be in compared to 3-0 Trump. Like the
Mhm.
percentage of the time you need to just make 2-0 Trump and not get an over trick is really extreme for 3-0 Trump to not be more profitable.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of the double, David brought up a point that double might actually be 30 to 15 balanced at the North table. Maybe that actually might have been the treatment. Sort of the same defense a lot of players use for multi. So maybe
Maybe,
double was 30 to 15
maybe.
balanced. I mean, the problem is I just checked. It was not alerted to double, so
I think it's more
I assume
likely
it
to be
was more
takeout.
takeout oriented.
Oh.
You were saying, Alan?
Yeah, so it seems more likely to be takeout. I don't think they would have agreement by now.
100% agreed. Um, West should play a hard. Good.
Nice.
Now,
Very
if
nice.
East is awake, they will have the rest. Because if North tries to sneak a club, East just rises the spade, plays a spade, raises the ace of clubs, plays a spade, and that's that. Well, the queen of clubs is not really subtle, is it? And with that, ladies and gentlemen, Team Young is off. Team Young has some work to do now. It looks like they lose their second match in a row. Meanwhile, Team Zheng, after having had a bye in the first round, okay, the claim is accepted. Okay, I just want to make sure. Meanwhile, Team Zheng had a bye in the first round, and they get off to a solid start. Losing some imps on this board, but a lot very sympathetic. So, meanwhile, we can take a look at the overall standings. Jesus, Kolesnik. Jesus, oh my God, a lot of stuff happening over here. I've talked about it.
Including,
Kolesnik has
I'm
raced.
told, Finn opening one club on a 7 count, a balanced 7 count, in first seat.
What was the repercussions of
Interesting.
that, or is that still a work in progress?
No idea. It just happened, so we'll see. But
The heartbreaker.
that's not slowing them down. They're still plus 154 in 20 boards, which is mighty.
That is averaging more than 7 imps per board.
I
So you
just
got Team Kolesnik.
I just saw that they blitz. I didn't see 154. What?
They got 2 blitzes. Team 1, of course, they also have had a really solid start. Team Brezak, after a solid win, it looks like did they won the second match, I assume, right? Can you confirm? Or is that or did they have the bye round? Let me check.
For me emotionally, this last session, the one that was like the board that was most, oh my gosh, for me was the one that where 2 spades as a strong solid suit
Thank
was
you.
passed. That's so painful. That
Meanwhile,
spoke
Team
to me.
Brezak, this is actually really impressive because this is like a team of newerish players, I believe, who've like started playing bridge in like the last 1 or 2 years, and they've already come up to like they're in third place. They've won their first 2 matches. Can we go back to the overall standings, Cyrus? Thank you. Team Zhang, of course, they had a bye in the first round. We just saw them beat Team Young. They're in fourth place. This is the Georgia Tech team right here. Team Chen, who we considered one of the dark horses, they're in fifth. Team Yeung in 6 after 2 losses. Team Zheng got blitzed once and now had a bye round. And Team Yang and Team Eckert have a bit of work to do to catch up. But with that concludes the second match of the round robin. The third match we'll be having pretty shortly. Thanks for joining us on commentary, Alan. I believe this might be the last we're seeing of you. Anything you want to tell the stream? Anything you want to say?
Not really. Go Georgia
All right,
Tech.
that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. Yes, go Georgia Tech, go Jackets. Yes,
Thanks
right,
for having
Robert.
me.
Yes, Robert. We're going to force you to say that too over the course of the stream.
Yes.
All right. And with that, thanks. We'll see you after a short break.
About 6 minutes. Uh, 7 minutes and 47 seconds to be exact.